What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to do some more roster reviews, starting off with Daniel here. And Daniel's request was he just unequipped a bunch of CTPs from previous characters, and he'd like to know what new characters he could put them on. Now, I don't know exactly what CTPs he has to offer, so I'm just going to throw out a few options for him. And I noticed his Luna here has a regular obelisk. If you have a CTP of Rage, that would be insane for this girl. Even a CTP of Judgment would be good, but a Rage, in all honesty, for Luna would be better. And then I noticed on Thor here, Thor would also actually be a lot better with a Rage. Even with 2% Pierce, a Rage is actually better than a Judgment for him. However, from the feedback that I've gotten, if you got like near 10%, if you get over 10% Pierce, then the CTP of Judgment is going to be better because of the chain hit damage. Another little option out there for you is Sentry. Where is Sentry here? Your Sentry doesn't have an obelisk yet at all, and I can see that you're still working on it, but whenever you get this guy finished, I really think a CTP of Energy would be insane on him because that's a great obelisk. All around for Sentry, he's great in PvP and PvE with that obelisk, and as you build up more Pierce, even if you don't build up Pierce, the CTP of Energy just plays super well with this guy. He does lots of hits. Wonderful obelisk for him. And then another one is Beta Ray Bill. And Beta, again, it would be a CTP of Energy. He does do well with a CTP of Judgment, but Energy would, in all honesty, I think it's actually a little bit better for Beta Ray Bill, especially against Null and Mephisto, because of that chain hit damage, because it just synergizes with Pierce. And one more to throw out at you is Moon Knight here. And again, Moon Knight, I'm throwing out CTPs of Energy, so you actually got a lot of nice options for CTPs of Energy. I mean, if you take Silver Surfer up and you want to play him in PvE, then a CTP of Rage. I mean, if you take Venom to tier 3, CTP of Rage. And I could go on and on about what characters you could put Obelisk on, but those are some good options for you. Here we have Suash, who actually asked who would be better for PvP, Rogue or Daredevil. Well, it really depends. I mean, if you're going to build up a defender team, then I would definitely say probably Daredevil. In all honesty, I think he's actually better for PvP, especially if you have Luke Cage on the team, if you have Jessica for that extra attack. Although Rogue is really good, but I actually give the edge to Daredevil, in all honesty, when it comes to PvP content, but I give more of the edge to Rogue as far as PvE. And as far as a tier 3 selector, since you're PvP oriented, I would actually go with Black Widow. You already have her white uniform, and this is an insane uniform for PvP. And even at tier 3, even these days, Black Widow is amazing in PvP because she has that invincibility iframe. They just don't see her. They don't ever see her. So you can pretty much, especially when you're manual playing, as long as you're baiting your opponents and doing their ignore iframes first, you can always pretty much get the kill. She does have a little trouble with someone like maybe Hulk, taking him down as far as doing enough damage. However, she still can do it because she remains in iframes, and Hulk kind of just sits there with a lump on his leg until he actually does his third skill. But she's still really great for PvP. So here we have Shrey, and he says he can't clear Null, and he'd like to know what character you can use a tier 3 selector for. Well, the first thing that I would take a look at is your card. You're saying you can't clear Null, and the first thing I'm noticing is you are crafting your cards, but you're splitting them up amongst each other. You got the Guardians of the Galaxy card that you're crafting. You got the Loki 2 and the Loki 1 cards that you're trying to craft. And my advice to you is just stick to one card. And the one that I'd recommend that you keep working on as far as crafting is the Guardians of the Galaxy card. This is the card that I would keep working on. I would not take this Loki card here any further. This one here, there's an argument to be made. But in all honesty, if you can get your hands on that Luna card or the Cable card, those are going to be a lot better options than these two P cards. The Guardians of the Galaxy card is amazing, and that's a great card you should go with and keep working on as far as crafting. And when I look at your card effects, I can see why you're having trouble as far as clearing Null. You have 32% all attack, and you have 18% energy attack, and that leaves you about 50% energy attack. That's not a tremendous amount. It's okay, right? But you're really low on physical attack. So you're going to need some really strong characters to clear Null. As far as the tier 3 selector, it definitely would be, in my opinion, it's going to have to be Sharon Rogers. With your account and your energy attack, I think that Sharon would be an excellent tier 3 for you because even with a regular obelisk, which you have actually a decent one on her, it would be better if it had some critical damage on it, but still it's a really good obelisk. You even got a fully awakened Hawk's Eye set. And by the way, just to let you know, you got this Hawk's Eye set that's giving you that cooldown. And you already got 29% cooldown. You actually don't need Hawk's Eye. Actually, Overdrive would be better, but if you're trying to conserve on gold, I would not re-roll that set. Sharon Rogers would be an insane character. I could easily clear Null with no Pierce on my cards at all. Complete solo with a couple minutes to spare. Sharon Rogers is amazing. And then another little tidbit for you is to work on Odin. You already got him at level 66. Keep working on this guy, and if you ever get a CTP of Rage, if you haven't actually got one from the Legendary Battle, you get that CTP selector from the Legendary Battles. You can actually get a CTP of Rage from there, and I would slap that sucker right on Odin because he's an absolute monster. Even with your energy attack and having no Pierce, this guy will be a monster for you. Sorry, buddy, not right now. This guy will be a monster for you against Null. So here we have my Viet An, and he wants to know if he should save crystals for Moonstone and uniforms. He wants to know some characters for Null that he should be building, and he wants me to check out his cards. So the first thing that I'd mention is save your crystals for Moonstone. I actually went and looked over your roster a little bit, and I think you're ready to go ahead and take that plunge, that 6,600 crystal plunge, and go ahead and get Moonstone because she is going to prove to be so valuable for you, especially when you transcend her. And then as far as characters for Null, I would definitely go with Gambit. You already have him. You already have him at level 64. Once you transcend him, he's a monster. I soloed Null stage 4 with no supports, no Pierce on my cards with Gambit. He is an absolute monster, especially due to his leadership. And then if you can, Cable, if you can work on tier 3 in Cable and work on transcending Beta Ray Bill, those are going to be some other amazing options for you. And as far as your cards, the best recommendation I can give you at this point right now is to keep working on your Baby Spider card. And I see that you got 1 blue stat, you got 2 greens, and then 2 yellows. And when we take a look at your stats here, you got some ignored defense here. But what I would do is I would probably just keep crafting this card. Keep trying to get your blue stats because once you get 2% Pierce, that is going to make an insane difference. Then after that, what I would do is I'd actually replace this Loki card right here with a Guardians of the Galaxy card or a Luna card, and really the same for this card here. But keep all 4 of these cards the way they are for now. Just keep working on your Baby Spider card and keep trying to craft it and trying to get some extra Pierce. When I look at your card effects, you got enough ignore defense, your cooldown's looking good. Everything looks pretty decent in all honesty, not too bad at all. Just keep working on that Baby Spider card. Now, Ari Jane, he actually had something really interesting he wanted to know about, and he wanted guidance for crafting his Cable card and what character he should tier 3. Well, we'll start with that first. As far as what character you should tier 3, I noticed that you already have Medusa transcended, and when I look at the rest of your roster, I really think that Black Bolt would probably be your best choice right now as far as the character to tier 3. Now, the bad thing about Black Bolt is he's really the best with a CTP of Rage. I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear, but that is what he's the best with. And even when I didn't have Pierce in my cards, I did have 83% energy attack at the time, I could still get a clear with Medusa on the team against Null. So he'd probably be a good candidate. He can play with a proc, but he's definitely a whole lot better with a Rage. And as far as your cards, I can see that you've already started on your Cable card, and that's the one you want guidance with. You got 4 green stars and 2 blue. Now, I'm not really sure if you're looking for PvE or PvP. I'm assuming that you are wanting to improve in your PvE content, but you didn't specify in your comments, but I'm going to assume it's going to be PvE. And I realized that you got recovery rate for your first blue star, then you got movement speed, physical defense, and movement speed for your next 3 green stars, cold resist for the next blue star, and your all attack for the next green star. What I would do is I would lock your recovery rate, I would lock the cold resist, that's the other blue stats, the 2 blue stats, and I would lock the all attack. And I would go ahead and re-roll the 2 movement speeds and the physical defense in hopes that you're going to get another blue star. If you get that 2% Pierce, especially with these card effects that you got, these are some pretty good stats. In all honesty, you got 61% physical attack, you have 67% energy attack, not too shabby at all, my friend. It's actually really good. But I would re-roll, I would lock the all attack, the cold resist, and the recovery rate. And I would try to re-roll the movement speed, physical defense, and movement speed. I realize that you probably want to keep your movement speed, but I'm telling you right now, with the strikers that are available, you really won't need it. And the characters that you play with, you won't need it. Will it be a benefit against Mephisto? Yes, but I think it'd be more important for you to go ahead and just re-roll those 3 stats. Again, movement speed, physical defense, and movement speed. And try to get you a blue star, so that way you can at least get that 2% pierce. So that concludes the roster reviews. And I think I might make this an every weekend thing where we might do roster reviews on Saturday and Sunday. Just make those videos about roster reviews because I really like these. These can really help a lot of players, even players that aren't getting reviewed. They can watch the video and get some insight on maybe what they should do. Maybe they're in a similar situation. So I really like that. And by the way, those of you that are looking for roster reviews, I do stream on Twitch at Resets Sunday through Thursday. The link will be in the description below. And if you catch me during those live streams, I will happily take a look at your roster and give you my advice on what you should be doing in the game. So hopefully this will help you all out there. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.